Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the second episode of the Happen Twice podcast. I will be talking with the Liverpool man himself, Brad Stank, today. He's so cool, so funny. His music's amazing. Y'all will hear it throughout the show. Please enjoy.
Hello?
Hey,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me like through the microphone?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Cool.
Hey man.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. You 6 p.m. there? Early
6
evening?
PM, exactly, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, whereabouts are you?
I'm in Austin, Texas right now, so it's noon right now.
Nice.
Middle
Nice
of the
and
day, yeah. Have you ever been to Texas?
I haven't, I've never been to the US.
Oh, no way. Really?
Never ever been.
Are you planning on, I'm sure you're planning on it at some point.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to come with the band last year. But it had to be cancelled because of the planning and stuff and all that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And then we were going to come in September this year. So I guess, the September just gone. But obviously, COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the universe doesn't want me to go to the US for some reason.
Yeah, it's waiting for the right time.
Yeah, so hopefully next year now.
Yeah.
But
So
we'll
were
see.
you planning did you have a tour plan for Kinky Helm?
Yeah.
Coming to the US or what?
Yeah, so we were gonna go to we were gonna do like Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, DC, and then I think fly over to the West Coast and do
Okay.
like San Fran and LA and Santa Ana as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and push for us to get some Texas dates in there.
Yeah, try and come to like South by or something like that. There's so many good venues and all and stuff.
Yeah. So the place because I announced the tour for 2019, like last year,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of people upset that there was no Texas dates on there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and get there as well. Yeah, but we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see.
Sweet. Cool. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to talk with me today.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So yeah, what I'm doing, I've just been interviewing a bunch of people, like basically what I said in my email, and I'm writing up just articles and stuff. And yeah, I've interviewed like a ton of like super cool people.
Sweet.
I have a bunch planned, so it's exciting. And yeah, so just get into some questions.
With you. I've been thinking about you, baby. You don't get enough of my time. I'm always acting lazy. Still got time for making you cry. This could be a love supreme.
So I'm 25. I'm from a little town called Chesterfield, which is like in the middle of England. And then I moved to Liverpool around about 7 years ago for uni.
Okay.
And then graduated and then just stayed in Liverpool basically. So
What'd you go to school for?
I just did the music course, but it was I don't know if you have that word in America, like a blind, where it's just kind of like you go to basically. So I just wanted to move out, you know, and get into a city and meet some new people and stuff. So yeah, the uni course wasn't too important really, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I feel that. That's yeah. So how long were you actually in school for? How long how long does it take to get a degree like in England?
Well, it's supposed to take 3 years.
Okay.
But I did 4 because I used to play in another band called Trudy and the Romance, and in my third year of uni, we went on like a big tour, and yeah, I ended up getting like really behind with the work, so I like did another year on top, sort of thing. So yeah, I did 4 years in total, which was good. You know,
Yeah.
you get like free money in England for going to university, so
Okay.
I was just kind of enjoying the free cash, basically. Yeah, it was good.
Did you meet that band? Is that the first band you played with, or did you have any others before that? Or?
Yeah, I played in a few, like in uni and stuff. But
Yeah. Did you just meet them all in Liverpool?
Yeah, exactly. So played in a few different bands with a few different people and stuff. And then that Trudy band was sort of the one that we did like quite well. We were going on tours and stuff, and did a couple of we did like a big EP and like an album as well.
Okay.
So that like I kind of quit everything else to do that, you know.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that is when I started just making my own stuff, and putting it on SoundCloud, and then that obviously started getting a bit of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was like the start of 2019, I made the decision to just do Brad Stank like full time.
Okay.
So I didn't
The
have to
end
like
of 2017?
Sorry, say that again.
You said the end of 2017?
No, start of 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did
you put out Eternal Slowdown. Was that like your first? That was in 2018, right? And on Spotify.
Yeah, that was November 2018. I think, yeah.
And was that like your first thing that you put out under Brad Stank, or?
Yeah, officially, yeah. Like first project, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, it was kind of like a collection of the stuff that I'd been working on over the previous like year or so.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was just like a little combining everything together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was 2018, and then yeah, decided to do it full time in 2019. So yeah,
Nice.
I've just been doing this ever since.
Yeah. Was that Trudy band? Was that like, did that have a similar style to, you know, your kind of music, your individual stuff?
In some ways. I was playing drums in that band and like doing backing vocals.
Nice.
And it was very sort of very like 50s doo-wop rock and roll inspired, but a bit like, I don't know, I think my stuff is quite influenced by that kind of thing as well, but maybe not as obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So not like a million miles away, but pretty different, I would say. Like definitely more sort of indie, like rock and roll sort of vibe, whereas I guess my stuff's more like R&B sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, like
jazzy sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So not a little bit similar, but not too much. Yeah.
Like I'm surprised to hear that you were playing drums, just because I just thought you were like guitar player mainly and vocals and stuff. So like, what was that like has that been like your main instrument in the past and stuff, or like?
Yeah, I think
like that.
I've never played like guitar in another band. Like if I was playing guitar, it was like my own stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the other bands that I've played in has been playing the drums. Yeah. It was my first instrument as a kid, the drums.
Okay.
And then I kind of picked guitar up probably like a year later. But I mean, I would say guitar now is my main thing. You know, I don't play too much drums anymore. But yeah, I played a lot of drums, and it was good. I like playing the drums, but doing tours, touring with the drum kit is just annoying because you have to like carry the drums around and like set the whole drum kit up and like, you know, all that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that I'm doing guitar now. It's a bit more
easier.
Relaxed. Yeah, a little easier.
Yeah, for sure. So like, did your family kind of get you into music, or did you kind of naturally just gravitate towards it?
Yeah, I think definitely my mum and dad got me into like Nirvana and stuff when I was a kid.
Okay.
And all that sort of 90s grunge,
Yeah.
like Smashing Pumpkins and Dinosaur Jr. and all those sort of bands, and the Pixies obviously as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, I kind of started with that, and then my mum was also into like 80s stuff, like a lot of 80s like English stuff, like you know, The Cure, that band. And like enjoyed it
here in Austin recently, or for ACL.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, ACL last year or the year before, but yeah, they played here.
Yeah. So like all that sort of thing, like 80s sort of English, like dream poppy sort of indie stuff. And then got into sort of, I don't want to like diss my mum or dad, but they definitely have like quite narrow taste. But they like sparked the whole love for music and stuff. So, but then it was a case of just like sitting on YouTube for like hours every day, just finding like everything, you know. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. Well, where's Brad Stank come from?
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
Just kind of like sounds sick, or?
Yeah, I just thought it sounded funny. It was kind of a joke at first.
Okay.
And I mean, I guess it's still kind of a joke, but yeah, I don't know. I just made my, like, I don't know. You know, you ever play like video games as a kid and stuff, and like you would make a character on like a game, you know.
Yeah, and you like make up a little name for him. And,
yeah. So it would always be like Brad Stank and stuff for some reason. I don't know why.
That was just like funny little name.
Yeah, exactly. And then I put it on SoundCloud, like my name on SoundCloud is Brad Stank, and then it sort of stuck. So I'm kind of glad, to be fair, because it means that I didn't have to sort of think for ages about what to call it or something. You know, like it just kind of happened, and then it stuck and kind of made life a bit easier. I think I probably would have been called something a lot cheesier if I'd have spent a lot of time thinking about it, you know.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
For the best, I think. Yeah.
So did you like any of your friends from back home in Chesterfield? You said Chesterfield, that's where you're from, right?
Chesterfield, yeah.
Chesterfield, like did any of them come to uni with you, and like you play were you playing music with any of those guys or anything like that? Or?
I was with a few guys from like high school, yeah. But they sort of went into other stuff. You know, they were always sort of more interested in other stuff. So I knew, and there was not really anybody else like my age that was into music and stuff, or at least the kind of music that I kind of wanted to play. There was a lot of, you know, the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, I love Arctic.
Yeah. So they're from like Sheffield, which is right next to Chesterfield.
Nice.
So in Chesterfield, there was a lot of bands that kind of sounded like them, and it was either that or like heavy metal sort of stuff, or reggae bands for some reason. So yeah, and I knew that I could probably just go and meet a lot more, people into sort of maybe more my kind of thing in a city rather than staying in this little town sort of thing. Although the guy from Trudy, Ollie, he's from the same town as me, Chesterfield.
Okay.
So that's kind of the one musical connection that I still have, from home. Yeah, but yeah, it's a very like working class. There's musicians there, but it's very like working class. Like, you go to school, get a job, and then you just like you stay in Chesterfield if you're from there, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of like towns and stuff like that in Texas that are just kind of like you kind of just stay there. A lot of people just end up staying there and stuff. So
which now I'm older, I feel like I kind of appreciate that a bit more.
Yeah.
That sort of like simple life maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at the time when I was like 17, I was like, I need to get out of this town, like
see what's going on.
See the world or whatever. So but yeah, I kind of like it. I've still got quite a lot of friends back there and stuff, and so yeah, I like going there for a few days or like a week or over Christmas and stuff. It's nice, but I'm glad that I don't live there full time for sure.
Yeah. Well, what's Liverpool like? Like how many people are in Liverpool?
I think the population is like just under 1 million, or like between 500,000 and 1 million or something.
Okay.
So it's nowhere near as big as London. And I don't know if you're like aware of any other cities in.
Only a little bit because of Premier League, just a little bit.
Oh yeah. You're a fan, yeah.
Well, I actually lived in Uganda like last year, and one of my roommates is from Newcastle, so he was there for like 3 months, and like we were working with like this, so like, and everyone over there like in East Africa was like obsessed with Premier League, so like
really?
I got like kind of immersed into learning. I didn't really know much of it, like, so I know a little bit now.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm a big Liverpool fan. Which is kind of part of the reason why I moved to Liverpool in the first place.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a big culture, in England, like the football and stuff. So I love it still. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's I don't know, it brings a lot of people together, and it's such a like healthy, like even with fans of other teams, it's like just fun to like
a community.
Yeah, and people rip each other, and it's all fun and games really. But yeah, so Liverpool's like kind of big, a lot bigger than my hometown, but like Manchester as well is like close to Liverpool, probably quite a bit bigger than Liverpool. But it feels like it's really nice because there's a lot going on. Like musically and like artistically, but it's small enough.
A lot of people, like there's like a pretty strong little indie scene going on around there, right? Like,
yeah, for sure, yeah, and it's nice because you have like because it's not huge like London.
Yeah.
Like pretty much everyone in the music scene in Liverpool like knows each other, and like you see each other at the pub or like at gigs. And it's really nice. Yeah, it's very like strong scene.
That sounds like a cool place to be. Like I feel like London would be cool and stuff, but like that's pretty cool that y'all have like y'all scene and you kind of can run into each other like at the pub and stuff.
Yeah. And everyone's friends. It's nice, and because it's small as well. And Liverpool has this sort of thing of like, it's very sort of, it's like secular almost, where it's like, if you're in Liverpool, there's a bit of like, oh fuck London, like it's kind of like that vibe. So if you're in Liverpool and making music and stuff, it's quite supportive. Like, doesn't matter really what genre you're going for or that kind of thing. It's like a big sort of family or something. It's quite nice.
That's cool.
So yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I noticed that I know someone in that scene. I actually haven't dove into their music enough, and I was actually thinking about reaching out, but literally the only reason I know who this person was is because I hopped on a few of your like little live streams that you were doing summer and stuff.
Pizza girl.
Yeah, pizza girl. You're always streaming.
Yeah, my
Is
guy.
that
Yeah,
best friend or like? It seems like you're best friends.
yeah. I was with him today actually.
Okay.
Had like a little coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met him through the guys in Hers. Do you know Hers?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. They're like literally, they might be my favorite, like #1 band, and I know that they were in your band. Rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
They're. I love those guys. Like watching.
Yeah, God bless them.
Yeah.
And so like you said, I played with them a little bit when I was in uni, and then we were just really, really close friends ever since, sort of thing.
Gotcha.
And that was nice to kind of like have like two really close friends like doing the same thing, and like, you know, we could always talk about what was going on with music and all that kind of thing. But yeah, so Pizza Girl, he got signed to the same label that they were on, so I met him through them.
Okay.
And we like came like sort of mates, and then when they passed away, obviously, I think that was probably when we started becoming like a lot closer and stuff. Because we both had like obviously like experience of like knowing these guys and stuff, so that kind of brought us closer together. Yeah, and now I see the guy like all the time, and I love him, and he's really annoying as well. But I love him. He's like a little bit of like a little brother or something, I guess.
Yeah.
And we play a lot of pool, American pool, and just go for coffee all the time and stuff, and drink together and stuff. So yeah.
Guinnesses or something.
Yeah, Liam Pizza Girl loves his Guinness. I don't really like it that much, but
I hate Guinness, but I know that that's like, I feel like that's like an England thing for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it's like I guess it's like an Irish thing, but there's like a big Irish community in Liverpool, because it's just like over the water, like it's really close. So yeah, but yeah, Guinness is a big thing everywhere in England, to be fair. But yeah, I don't like it. It's gross.
What's your beer of choice?
I don't know. I like anything really. I'm not too picky, but I like it. I like fizzy beer, you know, like something with a bit of fizz, and like I'm not too like snobby about it. I don't know. I drink to just have fun or whatever, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I've tried Guinness quite a few times recently, and I just can't get into it. But,
Nice.
But, the Liverpool scene is really good, and there's a lot of good venues.
Well, some other like emerging artists that are coming out of there right now. It's.
Some of my friends, I've got one of my good friends who plays in my band. This guy Lewis. He's just brought out an EP as he goes under the name Terry Venomous, and that's amazing. There's this band Stores. There's Hannah's Little Sister. And Disgrace. Strawberry Guys in Liverpool.
Oh, I know Strawberry.
Yeah. So he's a friend of ours as well.
Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. It's really
Take me
good.
to the crib. I don't need asking twice, babe. Just do your thing. Take me to the crib.
I was gonna ask about like your songwriting. Have you been writing songs for a while, or did you kind of just start doing that for Brad Stank?
No, yeah. I think I wrote my first song when I was like 14 or something, maybe.
Okay.
And I have no idea how it goes anymore, but it was bad, you know. And then yeah, I was writing for like a band back at home when I was like 15, 16. And it was always something that I sort of wanted to do, you know. So that even like playing drums in different bands and stuff, the end goal was always to be like doing my own thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been writing for a while. Like the Brad Stank thing sort of came from writing more like jazzy R&B stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe when I was like, before I was like 18, I was writing a lot of like grunge inspired stuff, like Pixies and Dinosaur Jr. sort of things. And like British indie as well, like British indie in the noughties was a big like thing. This band Bombay Bicycle Club, don't know if you know them.
I've heard of Bombay.
Yeah, I think they toured America a couple of times maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah, all that sort of stuff was really big for me. So it was more that sort of like heavier, very guitar-y like riffs and stuff, you know. And then yeah, sort of went a bit. I got into like Mac DeMarco and Conan and all those sort of bands, and sort of changed it up a little bit.
That DIY kind of
Yeah, like
pop. I think that's what it's kind of being labeled as a little bit.
yeah, like bedroomy stuff. Yeah, and like Mac and Conan Moccasin especially. I was like learning their songs. I was like, oh my god, there's so many chords. Like there's so many more chords that I could be using, you know.
Yeah. Expanded
so
your
yeah,
scope a little bit.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, and then that got sort of a lot more into like old jazz standardy stuff as well, which is obviously a lot of weird, nice chords and stuff. So yeah, it's been a long process, but I feel like obviously you want to get better all the time and stuff. So, and I feel like I am, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked your last album. It was I bump it all. I played all the way through Kinky Helm. Yeah.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird time writing that album. But I'm sort of just glad that I got a whole project together, you know.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was a strange year with the whole Hers thing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably didn't write anything for a while afterwards. So the Kinky Helm stuff was sort of like coming out of that, you know. I think I just needed to like get some stuff out, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I'm happy that I did it and that it's out there.
She was a tease.
So I feel like you have like a pretty signature kind of like guitar, I guess, but like I can never tell if it's in like Flirting in Space, like it's in like a lot of your songs, like I feel like you know the sound I'm talking about. Is that done like with a computer or is that on a guitar? Like how do you get that sound?
Well, it's both, I guess. Whenever I record, I just plug my electric guitar into the computer, and Eternal Slowdown is all just the same effects on Logic. Do you know Logic?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just all Logic effects and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of like octave pedal, which gives it that weird sort of double sound. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of like wah as well, and a bit of reverb in some places, I guess.
Is that like is that somewhere you're pretty skilled in like kind of like the mixing and like Logic and stuff like that?
No, I wish.
You have
I did
produce with you and stuff?
Yeah, Eternal Slowdown, I recorded everything, but then sent it off to people to mix.
Okay.
I think Pondweed is maybe the only song that I actually mixed.
Love that song.
Oh, and to be fair, Flirting in Space and OTD were both, I mixed both of them as well, but that was when I was like first starting out sort of thing. But then yeah, the rest of Eternal Slowdown was mixed by this guy Ollie Malin, I think his name was.
Okay.
And like mastered and stuff by this guy called Ed Woods. And then the Kinky Helm album was done in a studio with my friend Sam, who produced both of the Hers albums.
Oh wow, okay.
And he like plays in my band and stuff.
Nice.
And is like a good friend and stuff. So yeah, we did that in the studio in like, it didn't take us too long. I think we had like 7-8 days in the studio. And then I did like the vocals at home, and then he mixed it and all that kind of thing. So yeah, Kinky Helm was like proper studio vibe, which I'd not done with my own stuff before, so that was cool. And now I'm sort of trying to decide whether to, it's such a conundrum whether to sort of try and get better at mixing and producing my own stuff, or whether to just like hand the reins to someone else, you know.
Yeah. Like that would be like weird. I mean, have you liked like who you've collaborated with thus far? Like,
yeah, for sure. Like
you might have that more like creative.
It's definitely easier, but yeah, like you say, it's a creative thing where it'd be. I feel like you could be like maybe not prouder, but I don't know. It probably maybe not the smartest thing, but I kind of just want. I'd like something to be like all made by me, you know.
Yeah. I mean, just see what it'll turn out to be or something.
Yeah. But then I like, you know, I like listened to something that I recorded one day, and I'm like, this sounds like shit, man. Like, you know, I need to get someone else. So yeah, it's kind of like a constant battle, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. Working on some new demos and stuff right now, so it's sounding okay. But maybe get a producer to like work with it as well, you know.
Yeah, at least get some eyes on it or something.
Yeah, at least like a second pair of ears.
Babe, I'm watering the garden, 'cause there's nothing else to do. With a little bit of patience, everybody here can bloom. And we've all got to grow. There's a flower in your mind.
Mm-hmm. So are you working like another job or anything like that, or are you just doing full on music?
Yeah, no, I don't have like a day job or anything, which is great. I feel very like lucky
Sure.
to be able to do that. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think it might be good to have a day job in some ways, because you kind of just spend all day every day thinking about like songs, you know, which
Mm-hmm.
can be a good thing, can also lead to like overthinking and stuff.
Yeah, I feel.
Um,
Yeah, I feel like having like a day job, like at times could probably like give a little bit of like that mental structure and stuff like that. Like your time away from it and your time doing it.
yeah, exactly. I try to do that as well. Like in the day, you know, I'll wake up, have coffee, and then like work on music for a little bit.
Structure a little bit.
And try and have like a cut-off point, you know, where I'm like, okay, I'm done with this now. And I'll like make dinner and eat dinner, and then I'll just come back to the songs, and it's like, and then I'm like working on songs to like 1 a.m. or something, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not something to be like thought about too much, but I've been thinking about getting into like painting or something, maybe to like have
Pick up
something else. Yeah, just to have something else to think about.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, we'll see. I need to like go and get some paints and a brush and some canvas and stuff.
Paint your next like single or album cover or something.
Yeah, it'd be cool to do that. I know Action Bronson's been doing that recently.
Okay.
I don't know if you're into Action Bronson, but
I love Action. It's cool.
Yeah, me too. And he's like painting all of his singles and album artwork.
I'm gonna look into that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all like super weird, like abstract stuff, but it's great.
Nice.
And it'd be, you know, it's cool because obviously he's just like got this sort of full creative control over the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like with like our album art, it's like it doesn't affect the sound of the song or anything like that or the album, but it's like it can make it this even more of like a full, just creative kind of like little project or something like that, which is cool.
Yeah, the art is important. You know? Like, there's definitely some, like, especially on Spotify and stuff like that. I think when you're looking through like so much music.
Mm-hmm. What's your relationship with your label like? I saw that you were signed with the label. I don't remember the name of it, but
yeah, it's really good. You know, they're called High Still Hit. It's the same label as Peace to Go and a few other friends of ours. Cool. And they were also like Hers were one of the first bands that like. Well, Hers obviously did like incredibly well.
Yeah.
They were with this label as well. And, I think I was with another guy before, but obviously when they passed away and stuff, I think we both were kind of like drawn to working with each other. Just because I think they had a thing of like they didn't really know whether to like quit doing the label or something.
Because it was just such a shock. Like.
Yeah. So I think we kind of helped each other in that way to like do something quite like meaningful and start working together and all that kind of thing. So yeah, the relationship is really good. Yeah, it's they're super nice guys. Like I always kind of wanted to work with them anyway before, because I knew that like Hers would like really liked working with them and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of just very natural. And I knew them before as well because through Hers and stuff. So yeah, it's great. It's really good. Yeah.
It sounds like some genuine like connections and stuff like that. Some real stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure. I think when something happens like that happened last year, I think it's important to like surround yourself with people that feel the same sort of way that you do about it, you know. And, you can kind of help
lean on each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't know if the label would have sort of had time to work with me if it hadn't happened, because Hers were taking up so much of their like work, you know. Yeah. So when that ended, I mean, they're still sending merch out like every day. It's crazy. For the hers merch. But yeah, I think it kind of gave them something to look forward with, you know, and me too as well. Like, it was a good change.
Good little coming together and getting through it together and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been really positive so far, for sure. Yeah.
From a deep rest, kinky visitation. Had a few things to get off her chest. Kinky visitation.
So we'll switch it up a little bit. What's your favorite song on Kinky Helm? If you had to pick one. I'm curious.
I really like She Was a Tease.
That song's dope.
With the saxophone on there.
Yeah.
And I really like the song Stanky as well.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites. But I wish I'd given it a better name. It's just such a stupid name. But it's because I had two songs called Kinky Helm.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck, I need to, you know,
Gotta be something.
I need to rename one of them, yeah. So, and I was like, just sat there for so long, like, what do I call this song? And then, yeah, it was like the easiest, like, laziest. Yeah, the laziest thing I think I've ever done, probably. But, yeah, so I like that song. I like all of them, to be honest. They all kind of have their place in my heart. But, yeah, I'd say those two, probably.
I think my favorite is it's probably Breathing Like a Baby. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
That song's because you know you don't need no Mercedes. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you drive in Liverpool or?
No, I don't even drive. That's the crazy thing. Yeah, just like it
What
just,
if you were to like?
just kind of it just worked in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that lyric.
Yeah. Pizza Girl laughs at me about that lyric a lot. But I remember writing that and like telling my friends about it, and I was like, so like this is the funniest bar I've ever written in my life and stuff. Yeah. And then yeah, so I'm glad that I kept it in there.
Yeah. No, me too. I love it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Also, like, I think my favorite song of yours is "Take Me to the Crib." Probably, I love that song. Little green red wine got me in my head. I saw a YouTube video of you playing that song live. It's only like a couple minutes, and it's like kind of high quality recording or something. But I was like, I love that. Like,
yeah, it's probably my favorite to play live actually as well.
Okay.
Out of all the sort of eternal slowdown songs,
Mm-hmm.
Because we always play it sort of like maybe 3 or 4 songs before the end.
Okay.
And most of the time we do it straight after the song OTD, which is obviously super slow and like chilled out and stuff.
A little hype.
Yeah, and then we bring the Take Me to the Crib with the little drum intro and stuff, and like, people always get a bit like excited and stuff. You know, it's good.
No, I didn't even realize I like that song as much. Like I wouldn't have said it was my favorite until I saw that video. Honestly. And I was like,
yeah, it's a vibe when we do it live for sure. It's always like a big. It always gets like a crowds and stuff. You get the noises from the crowd and shit. So.
Is anyone playing shows in Liverpool or England or anything?
No, not really. I'm supposed to be playing a show in November in Liverpool.
Okay.
But it's like a socially distanced, sat down sort of thing. I think that the venue capacity is like 350, but they're letting like 60 people in, so it's gonna be.
Okay.
I don't know what it's gonna be like, but I think I want to it's a good excuse to sort of get the band back and playing and stuff, because we haven't played since March, I guess.
How many people are in the band right now?
5. So I have me, obviously, bass, drums, and 2 other guys on guitar.
Okay.
So it's like a I wish I didn't need 3 guitars, but I kind of just do need 3 guitars.
Is it because it's like in most of the songs, like, yeah.
Like a lot, because obviously I have the luxury of recording as many guitars as I want in my room.
Yeah.
A lot of the songs end up having like 3 guitar parts in them and stuff. So yeah, 3 guitars, bass, drums. I'm trying to get my friend Joe, who played piano on the song "Sat on the Moon" on Kinky Helm.
Okay.
Trying to get her to do some like maybe synthy, like keys stuff as well.
Be sick.
Yeah, just to like make it that much, like, a little bit bigger, you know.
Yeah.
But we've not sat down and done that yet, so maybe that's one for like next year, you know.
Yeah.
When the tours start coming again and stuff. So yeah, 5, maybe soon to be 6.
Okay.
Which is kind of a big band, but you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Have y'all been practicing or anything, like, over with COVID and stuff, or like?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Because we were when COVID, like the first lockdown in England happened, like April, May time. Everybody sort of like went back home and stuff. So it was hard to get people in the room. And now there's not been any like. I don't want to like drag the guys out to practice every like once or twice a week, you know, when there's like no shows. So we're gonna get back in the room soon for this November show. There's just this little rehearsal room space in Liverpool called Sort, like SORT. And it's just this sort of little warehouse with like these sort of box rooms. So yeah, it's nice there, sounds good in there. And so yeah, just practicing there. It's good.
Yeah. You guys watch Love Island?
No. I did one year. I think I watched the 2018 one.
Okay.
And got like really addicted to it for some reason.
Like, yeah, no, like I feel like right when you start that show, it's like hold on, what is? Keep going. It's like it just cuts off at a certain point. Like, can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I think I try to avoid it now because it definitely like it does sort of like I don't know, like there's nothing wrong with it, I guess, but I just found myself like thinking about stuff that I would never usually care about, like in between watching the episodes and stuff. You know, like why do I care about this guy and this girl? Like, it doesn't make any difference to my life.
They're gonna get a little shag.
Yeah, like everyone's they can't even shag on there.
Yeah,
they have to wait till afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's like all this sexual tension and stuff.
I feel like they shouldn't listen to any Brad Stank there, or I don't know.
Yeah, they'd be breaking all the rules in there. No, yeah. So yeah, I try not to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's too much of a distraction from real life.
Yeah, people here in America love it. It's pretty funny.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's just addictive TV, isn't it? Like people in England love watching like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and stuff as well. It's that same sort of, just like other people's drama, I think, to like
people love
distract you from your own shit going on, you know, which is fair, you know, it's fine.
I mean, a lot of this is kind of like what we were just talking about. You know, like if these Love Island people were to like listen to your music, just curious is like it's all, you obviously have like very sexual music, I'd say, like, you know, in one way or another. But
Thanks,
do
man.
you have like a girl, like someone that inspires this, or like anything like that?
I don't know. Yeah, well, Pizza Girl. Yeah, I guess the early songs, yeah, like it's kind of weird to talk about now because I'm not with the girl anymore. But
yeah.
OTD was like just written one summer when my girlfriend at the time, she was like back home for the summer and stuff. And like the song that's on Spotify now is just the song that I like sent her, like on iMessage or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the early stuff is sort of inspired by like a specific person, I guess. But a lot of other stuff is I try and like play with words on like trying to mix like sexy and like spiritual sort of like double entendres and stuff, you know.
Get some Buddhist kind of vibes from Kinky Helm a little bit. Obviously,
yeah.
The album cover.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of like the challenge, I think, for me, was to try and combine something that like maybe sounds sexual on the surface, but is really like to me, it's more like a spiritual thing. You know?
Yeah.
Which like Ultra Sensual Bliss, that song.
I love that song.
That's like a quote from this Hindu yogi called Yogananda.
Okay.
So he's talking about like ultra sensual bliss as like a like above the senses, you know, like the human senses, like so like a spiritual sort of bliss,
like enlightenment or something.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously I read that and I was like, this is just like perfect for a song kind of thing. And yeah, like that song Boot Magic as well from Eternal Slowdown. That's like a Jack Kerouac thing. Just the word looks like but, so I thought like I can play with that, you know, but it actually means like hill in French, and he's talking about like the magic of nature and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of that as well, and like sort of symbolism and mythology sort of stuff as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't like been single for a while, so like there's like no specific person that I'm like writing music about, you know.
I was just doing.
But yeah, that the early stuff for sure. It was like a new relationship, and it was all exciting and stuff. You know?
All gooey. And...
Yeah. So yeah.
So do you practice any sort of that like spirituality stuff like in your daily life or weekly, or do you like do anything like that? More of just like you think about it and like read about it and stuff like that?
Yeah, a bit of both. Like I tried meditating for a while. But I just don't really do it anymore, and I kind of wish I did because it'd probably be good for me. But it's more of like I think more of like a constant thing, like throughout the day, like trying to be sort of like present in the moment and stuff, you know. Because I think I've been reading this guy Eckhart Tolle. I don't know if you're aware of him, but he talks about this. His book's called The Power of Now. And he kind of says like, which was cool to read because I kind of thought it for a long time, but he kind of says like all the spiritual teachings, like whether it be Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever, is all sort of pointing to the same thing, which is this sort of like presence of like living in the moment sort of thing, you know.
Not
And,
focused on like material items.
yeah, and like sort of like non-resistance to whatever's happening, you know. Where like I think I read it recently, like there's a Shakespeare quote as well where he says, nothing is either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Where he's talking about like you can kind of choose how to interpret like every moment of your life in like a good or bad way, you know. So that kind of thing, I try and like think about that a lot. And so I'm not the kind of guy that's like sitting for like an hour every day like meditating and stuff, but kind of like those little sort of like meditations like in everyday stuff, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I get like, I don't know, like doing the dishes is sort of like meditating to me and stuff, you know, like taking a shower or whatever. So
yeah, meditation can come in like so many different ways. It's like a very personal thing, I feel like, to each person. So
yeah, for sure.
there's of course your classic like sitting down and all that, but yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Love it when it's raining. I don't need no Mercedes, that's crazy. When I'm breathing like a baby.
Sometimes it's simple as knowing you're not alone. Like, what do I rely on? What if I was better off on my own? Then think that I will be alone and figure where I belong. Yeah, please, I'm breaking limits when I needed to. Yeah, please, wipe my eyes before I see it through. I'm in the shadows of what makes me feel alive, and I settle in and I got peace on my side, right?
So I'm curious, like with your music, do you kind of have like a target audience or anything like that, or do you think about, you know, anything like that, or you just kind of make the music? And
No, yeah, it's definitely for me, like first and foremost, you know.
something that you like and that you think's cool.
Yeah, it's nice as well because there's a lot of different people that, you know, have told me that they're into it as well, which is nice because I think that sort of comes from not having like a target audience, you know. Where like some days you get like an old lady saying that they like it, or like, you know, mums and stuff.
Yeah.
Or moms. And then you get like 16-year-old kids, you know, like cool like indie kids or whatever, like popping up like in the DMs on Instagram or whatever, like, oh, you saved my day or whatever. And lots of different kinds of people as well, you know, like, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, yeah. So like people in their 20s, like, I guess there's a few different sort of cultures in England and I guess America as well.
Yeah.
You know, like I have like, sometimes I get like proper like bros, like American like muscly gym guys that are like, I love your tunes, man. And then you get like the goths or whatever as well, sort of saying the same thing. So it's nice. I really like that.
I feel like it is very like ambiguous, like in the music. That's kind of why I asked that question, because I didn't know if like in your head you thought you were like, you know, specifically gonna have like success, whatever that means, with like a certain type of person or whatever.
No, I think I never really think about that, to be honest. Never think about it, so I think that's probably helped along the way, you know, to not worry about that too much.
They can probably run people mentally in circles a bit if they're thinking too much about that.
Yeah. I think you making music, you should always be making it for yourself, you know. And if you like put like if you're like honest with the music and stuff, then you'll get a lot of different kinds of people, you know, like being into it and stuff.
Yeah, people can feel that for sure. I think.
They can see parts of it in themselves or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I try to talk about stuff that's universal to a point, to an extent, you know, where it's like I don't want to start talking about like specific things in, say, like English culture or something, because then that like cuts off a load of other people, you know. So try to reach like everybody in that way, and talk about stuff that maybe like everyone sort of feels or goes through and stuff, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, she wants me. Yeah, she needs me. And I'm on her mind. What she don't say.
Last thing I'll ask you is, were you kind of like, well, where, I guess when you started, kind of like doing your own stuff at least, or maybe before that, like, where has your mindset kind of progressed to now with like what you kind of want out of music, just like personally or yeah.
I don't know. I guess it hasn't changed that much. I mean, as a kid, you know, I wanted to like do music and for people to like my music and stuff, which obviously I still do now. There's always like some ego involved. But really, like, I feel super lucky now to be able to like earn a living from doing music. And I just kind of want to continue that, really, because
Just keep it sustainable, self-sustainable.
Yeah. Like I'm not really any good at anything else, so I'd kind of be fucked if I didn't have music, you know. So yeah, just making music that I like. Feel like I'm getting better at doing it, and I guess reaching people and like relating to people through that, you know. And then the money's like a bonus, you know. And I'm not living I'm not living like Drake or anything, you know. But, can pay the rent with it and stuff. So
sure.
that I'm perfectly happy with that, you know. So yeah, that was kind of how I felt when I started as well.
Do it. Yeah.
Guess it's not changed too much.
I feel like that's a really like hard thing to do is to get to a point where you can self-sustain, you know, with any artist, you know, like I feel like especially for music and stuff right now, and I think probably across a bunch of mediums, but with COVID and everything, you know, like shows, I think that's from what I've, you know, picked up on and research and stuff, shows can be like the main form of income typically, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, not to go like too much into it, but I live off like the streaming and the like royalty payments basically, and it all comes from like the eternal slowdown stuff, because I'm still sort of repaying the advances on Kinky Helm to the new label.
Okay.
But because they didn't release the earlier stuff, I kind of like take the money from that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's all sort of boring and stuff, but I feel like incredibly lucky to be able to like be in the situation that I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously it'd be nice to I'd like to earn enough money to have a dog, but that's kind of like, so if I could afford to have a dog, then I'm like, okay, I've made it.
You think you can? You think it'd be too much right now?
Like I could do it, but you know,
it's just
I like going out too much and like seeing my friends and like eating out and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's like dog is kind of like
pick and choose.
Yeah, you know, a dog is like one step away from having like a kid.
Yeah.
So.
Oh god. That's
Yeah.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah. So Yeah, exactly. So yeah, not just yet, but one day a dog for sure. Maybe
What kind
two.
of dog? If you know.
If I had to choose now, people tell me this is like a boring answer, but I always say like a golden retriever or something.
That's the dog I want. I'm not even kidding.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
so,
good.
they're such good. They're such cool dogs, and they're such.
Yeah, they're just like dumb, like beautiful things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'd want, I think. Or like a chocolate one as well, you know, like a brown one.
Yeah.
Or a black one.
Yeah.
Any, just like a Labrador dog. Yeah. They're just my favorite. So, yeah. One day.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too long.
That's the end goal.
Yeah.
Sick.
Buy my record so I can get a dog, please. Yeah.
Actually, I haven't done this because of money, pretty much. But I like work. I'm in school right now and working full time as well. But I'm gonna. Your record's my next one. I'm Kinky Helm. I'm gonna order that from your.
Man.
Oh, I was gonna ask you this too. Did you make
Thank
a
you.
website? Because I really like it. Cool.
No, actually, I the guys who distribute, like my distributor, made the website.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys called The Orchard. They're really good guys as well. They're the guys that like put everything on Spotify for you and Tidal and all those places, you know. And they work quite closely with the artist, and they made my website and all that kind of thing. So they're really good guys.
What are they called?
Yeah. Called The Orchard.
Orchard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That sounds interesting.
yeah, they're great guys. Yeah, and yeah, like you say, the website's really nice. So
Yeah.
Big ups to them.
Sweet. Well, all right. I don't have any more questions. We've been talking for like an hour, so yeah. Thanks for your time, man. It was
Worries.
great to meet
Enjoyed
you.
it. And
Check
you.
out, of course, Brad Stank, Bradley Mullins.
Thanks for having me, man.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. If you made it to the end, all of Brad Stank's socials will be linked down below. And tune in for the next episode. Hope y'all enjoyed.